that we can get the court system back from the lawyers. I see millions of dollars wasted when they try take a man and it take 2 weeks to try him when they ought to do it in 2 days.
You got me stumped too. I smile because I understand where you're coming from, but I would suggest that it would have to come from the Supreme Court as well as the General Assembly in Richmond, Virginia, and the 2 avenues that you have are Senator Frank Ruff and Delegate Tommy Wright, who are close at hand and easy to reach, and always has called me back when I have reached out and asked them, and I would impress upon them your views and your concerns, but I can't answer that in a easy answer, no sir, I can't.
Well, I came out of North Carolina, and a man that they seen kill 7 people, they've done took 2 months down there in North Carolina to try him. It don't make sense.
They could have hung him that day.
Well,
Why in the world that sheriff didn't kill him, I don't know.
probably he would have been feeding a little bit more for the attorneys there, so that's more likely.
But we pay for that stuff.
Yes, sir, it's not cheap to have a trial, I do not disagree. And it's certainly not cheap to retry one either.
Gun control.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, Ms. Smith is a lady, if you indulge me. I understand, that's why I asked you to indulge me. Yes, Ms. Smith.
Gun control. I'd like to know exactly how you feel about guns being taken out of the hands of the citizens.
Well, ma'am, I've been a licensed federal firearms dealer since approximately middle of 1981 or 1982, which gives me the authority to sell a firearm to a citizen in the Commonwealth of Virginia that is entitled to possess a lawful firearm in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Now, I don't go around selling firearms to anybody that I don't know. And I don't sell so many anymore since I've been the sheriff the last 8 years. But I have did that. I believe in the Second. I'm sure you feel now that I believe in the Second Amendment. I'm pro-gun. Law enforcement can't be everywhere, and I do believe in the right to carry laws. And as long as you can lawfully possess that firearm, I have no opposition to you actually having that firearm, as long as that person handles that firearm and conducts himself in a polite, safe, courteous, and sober way while handling that firearm. As you both and I, I'm sure, will agree, someone who's had and consumed alcohol and a firearm are a dangerous combination. But I am pro-gun.
Well, if Miss Hillary should get them to throw out the word, go and collect them, are you going to be able to send your deputies out to collect everyone's firearms?
If they change the Constitution of the United States,
Thank you.
I raised my hand before God and gave oath to support the United States Constitution and the Virginia State Constitution.
Speaking of which, we've got a box of a couple hundred constitutions back there. If you'd like to have a bunch of them, everybody here takes some on the table.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on the drug problem in this county?
One drug is too many. I'm a very realistic person. Everyone has drugs in their community. No one likes drugs in the community. When I say community, I say McNamara County.
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
I worked on the drug task force from 1994 to 2001. Served many a search warrant, authored many a search warrant, arrested many a person for the illegal sale, possession, and distribution of illegal drugs. I'm not for drugs or the sale of drugs. I'm against it. However, it's a tough job, it's not an easy job, and it's not a quick job. Just because you know or think you know or believe someone may be selling drugs or distribution of drugs, an investigation has to be conducted. And unfortunately, that sometimes is as long as us gentlemen speaking about going to court and trying someone. It's not a quick fix, it's not easy. And keep in mind one thing, ladies and gentlemen here. The criminal, we just spoke about the United States Constitution. the bad guy has the same rights and is afforded the same rights under the United States Constitution and the Virginia Constitution that each and every one of us is sitting here tonight. And it's my job not to violate their rights, because if we violate their rights, the only thing that's gonna happen is when we go to court, we're gonna lose the case. And nobody likes to put good money and good effort into turning bad people and people who are breaking the law loose.
Well, I guess about a year and a half ago, my wife and I witnessed a drug thing going on right out at the Tasty Freeze. You know, I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
Yes, sir. Keep in mind, again, as I said, believing what you saw, I'm not arguing with you. I have no doubt that you probably did witness a drug deal. However, if I had witnessed the same deal, it would take some criminal investigation and possibly some consent from him. And keep in mind, that guy's probably not gonna sell it to Danny Fox. And there's another other guy's not gonna sell. So what my point is this, when I get to this, we have to use confidential sources of information and confidential sources or informants to do those buys. And those people have to come to court and either testify or give us probable cause to go and arrest that person.
So,
Not,
go ahead.
not everyone is willing to go to court and stand up and testify in front of a room full of people saying that they bought drugs from whoever. And then the other thing is, not everybody wants to be a confidential source of information because of fear of retaliation and so forth. That sounds like an excuse, and you may feel like it is, but to get people to help you this day and age is not as easy, because their priorities and your and our priorities are not the same.
So you're saying that if I call 911, had an officer come, wouldn't do nothing?
No, sir, I'm not saying that. Yes, sir, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you that it could possibly result in not making an arrest. But keep in mind one thing, everybody here, and everybody in Mecklenburg County and the Commonwealth of Virginia and the United States of America are law enforcement's eyes and ears. And without y'all, we will not solve crime cases, and we will not find out information. There's no case made anywhere in the Commonwealth of Virginia and Mecklenburg County without someone having the conscience or providing information to the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office or any town police agency here. Without y'all, we cannot do our jobs. Y'all are our eyes and ears, and we urge you constantly to call us and give us information. My office number is 738-6171. My cell phone number is 210-2296. 210-2296. Call me. You may not get me, but if you leave your name and number, I will call you back. Yes, sir.
Sheriff Fox, I want to ask you a question. It's not to embarrass you, but because a very astute student of the law asked me this question years ago. And the question is, tell me what the law is. Can you tell me what the law is?
What instance are you talking about?
Can you tell me what the law is, sir? What would you tell me? You're a professional lawman. Can you tell me, as a citizen, what the law is, sir?
Sir, I'm not a practicing attorney, and I haven't been in law school. But the laws are within the Constitution and the Code of Virginia and the federal code that I've sworn to uphold and protect. And if that violation comes to my presence, then I have sworn an obligation and a duty to enforce that law that I know. There are hundreds of laws on the books, both state and federal, and county ordinances and town ordinances. I can't tell you and quote you every law on every book.
This is the mother of the law, sir.
Yes, sir. You're correct.
I swore it onto it many, many years ago, and I never violated it. And I have been abused by people in this community, in the courts, in the streets, and God knows where else. And you know what? There ain't no been no recourse for it. And I know